2024. KRISHNA KARNAMRITA by Bilamangala Thakur and the commentaries by Sri Ananta Babaji Maharaj. This is the last class. This verse is all about humility. So they say in Sanskrit poetry, Madaram Samapayat. Everything should end on a sweet note. So in Indian drama, the hero is never killed in the last scene. In modern movies, oftentimes the lady or man who's the main actor of the movie gets killed or murdered or whatever. But it's never there in Hindu Dharma and in ancient times of dramatic performances. Always people leave happy mood when they leave the stage or the theater, you could say. It's like the Italian Colosseum. People see Christians, lions eating Christians. That's what they did in the Colosseum. They fed lions to Christians. So everybody leaves the place with, gore and blood and murder in their belly and in their mind. And so this whole month of classes, this is the last class, and this is the 30th verse of KRISHNA KARNAMRITA. So the whole purport, commentary, and Tikas, and the verse itself is about humility, and the verse is being spoken by the embodiment of humility. Who is who? Who is the embodiment of humility? Srimati Radharani. Why is Radharani the personification of humility? The epitome, the zenith, the topmost expression, embodiment of humility is Radharani. Why is that?
Because she says the greatest Prema.
Yeah. That's the right answer. The answer is because Radharani has the greatest amount of Krishna Prema and surrender and attachment and dedication and seva bhav of anyone and anywhere. So that same personality, that same bhav that made the same bhav, dainya is a bhav, we say dainya bhav. Dainya means humility, it's a bhav, it's a feeling, it's a sentiment, it's an emotion. So that bhav became personified in Kali Yuga as whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very humble. At first he was a proud Brahmin, and now he's a very proud Brahmin, proud of his learning and a vast erudition. He became a Digvijay Pandit. He defeated Kesha Pandit from Kashmir. But then when he took Diksha from his guru, he got the qualities of the guru, because it says when one takes Diksha, he takes the qualities of the guru into his heart imperceptibly. If a person, he or she, is sincere in their bhajan and bhakti sadhana, they will eventually become guru-like. They become a saintly person like their guru, with all good qualities of a saint. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Diksha from Ishwara Puri, who was a great saintly person. And after he returned from taking Diksha, he was a changed personality. The proud, puffed-up scholar became a humble Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava. Before he used to, throw ink on people, throw ink on his friends, defeat them, and throw mud on them on the bank of the Ganga. And he would go house to house, and that would be from Pandit house to Pandit house, and challenge the Pandits and smash them up, defeat them in debate. And when he came back from initiation, then he would go and to go to the Ganga, meet those same Brahmins, and wash their clothes where they were bathing. He would wash their dhotis and gamchas and dry them out. He would carry their puja paraphernalia. He would do all kinds of humble service when he came back from getting Diksha. So Mahaprabhu, this is the main teaching of this verse 30 is humility. And everyone knows that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed humility. Because if you're going to be teaching about prema, you can't avoid teaching about humility. If you're going to teach about spiritual love, you have to teach about humility. And the Bible also says, the meek shall inherit the kingdom of God. Meek means humble. Word in English, humble, comes from the Greek word humus. It's not a type of Asian sandwich or something. H-U-M-U-S, some vegetables stuffed in some bread or something, I don't know, humus. Or, it comes from the Greek word humus, which means earth, down to earth. So humble means full of earth. You're grounded. You're not flying in the sky of pride and falsity. Your your both feet are flat on the earth, walking in terra firma of reality and truth. So prema and humility go hand in hand. If you want prema, you need humility. If you have humility, prema is next door. So let's start with the verse. It's quite amazing to hear how humble Radharani is. Because she has a bab called Bhamya Bab. Bhamya means left. The word Bhama means left. Doesn't mean left out, it means opposite. You say it's right, you say it's black, I say it's white. So Bhamya Bab means opposite Bab. It's like husbands and wives, you know. They have opposite Bab. Husband says we should go here on vacation. The wife says, no, let's go here. And it goes on and on. They never agree on anything. That makes it exciting. Never a dull moment with two different minds in one house. Emergency. What happened? Ship sank. Help. Okay. I guess some Vyasas were insulted. Hey, block the broadcast. Sorry about that. Okay, let's read text 30. Nivada Murdasa Jalir Aisha Yache. Nirandra Dayon Nati Mukta Kanta Dayanidhi Devavat Kataksha Dakshinya Leshena Sakran Nishishta. Oh yeah. Radharani is speaking this verse, or the Sadhaka shoot. I hold my folded palms upon my head. And with my voice filled with continual misery, I pray, O Krishna, O ocean of mercy, please bless me with a drop of kindness of your sidelong glance. Where is there Kataksha Mukta Kanta? So, Nibada Murla means fix on my head. Put your folded Anjali. Murdanjali means your folded hands on my head. Means I'm going like this. Not like this, like that. And Yache means to speak or to pray. And Danya means pitiable. Mercy means feeling humble and the pain of separation from Krishna. Mukta Kanta, that's interesting. Mukta Kanta means open throat. Kanta, of course, Tulsi Kanta means throat. Mukta Kanta Dayanidhi. O Deva, O Bhagavan, O Kamadev, O Govindadev, you're a Dayanidhi. Nidhi means ocean, or treasure of compassion, Daya. I'm appealing to you because you're an ocean of mercy and compassion. So I'm begging for it. Leshena means a drop. Lesha means a little bit. So let's see what commentary will be revealed to us by Sri Ananta Babaji Maharaj out of his mercy upon us. Verse 30. Another translation, basically the same and also accurate. O Govindadev, O ocean of mercy, I hold my palms to my head and with utter humility pray loudly, please bathe me at least once by a drop of your merciful glance. So, what's happened? Lost.
No life. Facebook is not working.
Okay. How is it doing? You call Saki?
Yes.
Anyway, it happens sometimes. Wi-Fi doesn't work, or Wi-Fi goes out. Due to technical difficulties, this broadcast has been temporarily interrupted. We're working on something with our satellite. We're just going to go up there and check it out. She says, she's very humble mood, and she's saying, I'm your humble servant, please give me your darshan. Again, this all relates to the rasa dance. This whole section of first 30 verses all connected to moods and meditations and the events in the rasa dance. Basically, Radharani and Gopis in separation from Krishna, what they're hankering and praying for, which of course is Krishna's darshan and vision and to see his face and his feet and hair and body and everything. That's what we've been hearing about. So Radharani, as Krishna disappeared from the rasa dance, she spoke this verse in utter humility and delirium of Mahabhav. She was like beside herself, a little crazy. So Ananta says the gopis of Braj have the greatest amount of love, so they have the maximum humility. Prema he quotes that book, and he says, when Prema ripens, the Prema Bhakti experiences humility. When let me ask you a question, when do the gopis, what situation do the gopis express the most humbleness?
Separation.
Yeah, when they're separated. This is a verse from Briya Bhavatamrita. In separation, they experience most humility. Because when you're separated from someone you're fully attached to and really love, you become dysfunctional. You become mentally and heartfully dysfunctional, even maybe physically. The pain of separation of love from someone you really love cripples you, and so it kind of bends you over, knocks you down, and puts you close on the ground. You may collapse on the ground and cry and roll on the ground, feeling separation. Or you hear the news that your mother died. If you're really attached to your mother, you may faint, and that means you fall on the ground. So hearing that news stimulated your love to such an extent that you went unconscious and fell on the ground. That's an expression of humility, you could say. You collapsed. So this is how Radharani's feeling about Krishna. So in separation, it gets pretty intense. So now Ananta quotes Gopal Champu, And he's describing some analogies here about different entities, how they feel separation from their object of attachment. So, Jiva Goswami wants us to imagine this situation. There's a forest fire, and there's a deer caught in the forest fire. How frightened that deer will feel. Everywhere she looks for an escape route, and she sees flames in all directions. So in her own way, she'll cry in fear. And then what about a chikori bird drinking the moon rays? If it is a full moon, when there's an eclipse, there's no moon, then how does chikora feel? My source of life, my source of life-giving moon rays has been eclipsed for 45 minutes or 2 hours, or sometimes 2 or 3 hours. Long eclipse can last. And so the chikora birds will die without those moon rays. So imagine the condition of a young creeper. Creeper means a plant that winds around a tree, and a fierce wind comes and blows the creeper off the tree. Or imagine the condition, this is a very sad one, because we've all probably seen this pictures on the internet or whatever of people fishing. Imagine a fish out of water. You catch a fish and take him out of water, he's breathing,
Yeah.
because he can't get oxygen without processing water through his gills. Yes, he can't just breathe like oxygen. He has to separate oxygen from water. We separate oxygen, we take oxygen from air. There's oxygen in water, there's oxygen in air. So that's pretty precarious, humbling situation. So he just quotes out, this is how the gopis feel, and Radharani feels in separation from Krishna. He doesn't quote words from, well, I guess it's Gopal Champa. He cites 33rd chapter, verse 110. And of course, if you're ever going to discuss about humility, you'll quote all kinds of verses describing Radharani's humility. Then the other half of Radharani is Lord Chaitanya and Kali Yuga, Usakanti and Baba Radharani. So as the logic would prevail, Ananta Babaji in his commentary quotes all about Gambhira Lila of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What part of Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Gambhira Lila? What, especially what chapters? What chapters, I'm saying?
A number I forget.
Last 8 or 4. Last 3, 4.
The last three chapters. The last chapter is a summary of Lord Chaitanya wants to teach us how to experience this Mahabhav, Divyam Mahabhav. So he ends the whole teaching. He taught through Ramananda Roy, he taught Ragamarg Bhakti, and through Rupa Goswami and Sanat Goswami. He taught Vaidhi Sadhana in so many chapters and preaching. And he wants to conclude his teachings of the Gaudiya Sampradaya Tattva Siddhanta. He concludes with Shikshastakam, which is the end of chapter 20 of Antya-lila. So in there he describes humility. So this is all about Gambhira Lila. And because he's talking, because he came to give Prema. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurcha Se Nama. He came to give Krishna Prema. So part of giving that, he had to teach people, teach to always be humble. Be humble, be humble, be humble. Serve the Vaishnava. Hari Guru Vaishnava Seva. Jiva Doya Namrushi Vaishnava Seva. This isn't a verse, this is the theme. I asked my guru, where does this come from? This isn't any Shastra. He said, it's not any Shastra. It just came automatically out of the mouth of Vaishnavacharyas and the Gaudiya Sampradaya from the very beginning. When they summarized the basic essence of Mahaprabhu's teaching in a brief way, sutra way, they said, Jiva Dvaya, Vaishnava Seva, Namruchi. So by being compassionate, so that to serve Vaishnavas need humility. So Vaishnava Seva, so humility is included. Vaishnava Seva, you're proud you can't serve anybody. Everybody should serve me. I'm a big guy, you know. So no Vaishnava Seva and pride. And compassion, Jiva Dvaya means compassion. Showing compassion. Just giving prasad to other people, giving books to other people, book distribution, going Harinam, helping people out by giving knowledge of bhakti and bhakti sadhana, like this. So this is the essence of Krishna bhakti as Lord Chaitanya taught it. He was relishing ras and distributing ras. He was a rasic and a pracharak. In Chaitanya Charitamrita describes the purpose of Lord Chaitanya's advent. He came to relish Mahabhav and to preach Marg Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti Prachar. There's a verse, 3 or 4 verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita describe the internal purpose of Lord Chaitanya's advent. One of the internal purposes is to preach Raganuga Bhakti. So this is a great service to Radha and Krishna and to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Jiva Dvaya, Vaishnava Seva, and if you do that nicely, Nam Prabhu, which means Mahaprabhu, which means Krishna Prabhu, will be pleased and give ruchi for Nam. So when everybody's jumping up and down, oh, can you tell me, how can I get taste for the holy name? Oh, it's a big secret. Go on book distribution, go on Harinam Sankirtan, and serve the Vaishnava. Oh, why work? Okay, find some time. It's not a big secret. Then Namrushi will come knocking on your door. Hey, open the door. Oh, wait, I'm Namrushi. Oh, what are you doing? I want to live with you. Oh, sure. Where do you want to live? I'll live in your bead bag. Okay, good, move in. Right, that's good, stay there. Every devotee has his or her own taste of the holy name. Just like every devotee has his or her own Thakurji in their heart or in their temple, in their house, and every devotee has his or her own Namruchi in their bead bag. You look at your bead bag. Hey, are you there? Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, good. Hello, Namrushi, you're still there? Yeah, well, you haven't shined for a while. Put your hand in. Okay. Oh, nice. He likes to hold our hand, you know. He's a very intimate guy. You put your hand in the bead bag and shake hands with Namrushi. Okay, let's read this commentary. How Gambhira Lila shows the humility of Radharani in separation from Krishna. Radharani was suffering the most of all the gopis that were in separation from Krishna when he left them at the Rasa dance. Now in this special Kali Yuga, why does Ananta say this special Kali Yuga?
Because once in a day of Prema Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes.
Yeah, once in 1,000 Kali Yugas or million Kali Yugas, Lord Chaitanya comes to this earth planet. He was just here 500 years. It was very special. Vishesh Kali Yuga, very special Kali Yuga. Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna takes the Kanti and Bhav, the mood and color of Radharani, to express the topmost expression of Viraha Bhav, a state of immense torture and separation, and appears as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This pastime is famous as Gambhira Lila. So the Mahaprabhu's Gambhira Lila is all about Radharani's Mahabhav, and it's Virabhav. Well, he quotes Madhya chapter 2. This kind of, it's actually a summary. This verse, this very beginning of Madhya. In Madhya, when he reaches on the Chaitanya, Krishna's Kaviraj, he begins each chapter by summarizing the content and the future contents also of the book, in case he doesn't make it.
Yes.
Because he was very old, his hand was shaking, he thought he would die at any moment. Many, many years before this, he wrote KARNAMRITA and his commentary on this book. Chaitanya Chaitanya was the last book he wrote, and it was like he was never sure he was going to make it. So he always summarized. Because he heard all the pastimes, and all the Puri Leela. Who did he hear it from?
Das Goswami Pad.
Raghunath Das Goswami Pad. Where did he hear it?
Manas Pavan Ghat.
Mahasapavan Ghat at Radhakund, Brajadam. So the whole pastimes, Puri pastimes, and Gambhira Leela, Lord Chaitanya, manifest in Radhakund Dham. So all that Hari Katha and all that Gaur Katha is living in this Radhakund. It was vibrated here, it's still in the trees and earth of this place. It's in the steps of Manasabhavangat. It's in the walls of the kutir of Krishna's Kaviraj and Raghunath Das. They're side by side.
Yes, good.
So you put your ear to the wall, you'll hear Chaitanya Charitamrita. Or maybe you get the Bhav. That's why we go to these bhajan kutirs to get the Bhav. It's not about history. It's not about history. It's not about dates. It's not about activities. It's about Bhav. Bhav is eternal because it's transcendental energy and never diminishes, never disappears. That's why in the biography of Gorky Shordas Babaji, we just had his Tirobhav the other day. At one time in his bhajan, bhajan life, he was so upset with association with materialists because his name and fame as a Siddha saint spread throughout Bengal. So when you're a Siddha saint, all kinds of Vishayi Jana, materialistic people come to touch your feet, to download their sins, and to get blessings and ashirwad, etc. And so repeatedly, day and night, disturbing his bhajan. So he was really too happy about all that disturbance in his nam-bhajan and Leela Smaran. So he took one time, he went to a dharmashala, and he moved into the bathroom in Navadvip. He lived there for some years or some time. I don't know how, I don't think very long, but some time. And he chanted, and people, his followers and intimate followers or maybe disciples, he had a few disciples, they went into that latrine bathroom after he left that place, and they could hear the bricks chanting the Maha Mantra. This is a story he's told in his biography. It sounds unbelievable, but that's what they say. So this means that the transcendental vibration of Krishna's name can stay inside of bricks. There's a pastime that the devotees in Bombay told on the Vyasa in Vrindavan during the Tirobhava Srila Prabhupada. I forget who it was. It was a reputable leading disciple of Prabhupada from the Bombay Yatra, Bombay Temple. And he said Prabhupada was in a room conversation in Juhu Beach, and he had some guests, had some Indian gentlemen from Mumbai were visiting him. And during that time, Prabhupada was engaged in some of the disciples were talking to him, and the guests were sitting in front of Prabhupada's desk in his room in Mumbai. And Prabhupada was talking for 10 or 15 minutes to the disciples because he was living in his rooms in Mumbai before the temple was even finished. But the construction was going on in all directions around him. So they were buying cement and steel and all kinds of things going on. So the devotees and Prabhupada are talking all kinds of talks about construction and money and prices and bills and all different things. And then they left, and then the Prabhupada entertained his Indian guest. And the person said to him, Prabhupada, you're a famous saint, you're a Jagat Guru, you're a famous saint of India and around the world, you have disciples everywhere. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes, and all you've been talking about is cement and steel and money and bills and construction. So well, I have my doubts, how you're spiritually advanced. That was a doubting Thomas. Thomas was one of Jesus' disciples, and he didn't believe he was the Son of God. So his name was Saint Thomas. So he's called Doubting Thomas. He had Shamshai. He doubted the Guru's spiritual qualities. It's common. Saint Thomas. Doubting Thomas. Shamshai. Are you really transcendental? You're a transcendental representative of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Are you really transcendental? I don't think so. So he had doubts about Jesus. So Prabhupada told him, he said, I've been here for 15 minutes, I haven't heard you say anything about Krishna. And you're supposed to be the leader of the Krishna conscious movement. Prabhupada said, come here. Put your head on my back. And put your ear to my spinal column. So I went like this. Well, he's chanting inside. I hear the Mahamantra inside. And Shruti Kirti, whoever the servant was there sitting next to Prabhupada, what? He said, you are... And then immediately the Indian gentleman, because of his culture, he paid obeisance and said, please forgive me, and pull his ears and all that stuff, And he's always going like this. pull his ears, go this way, that way, and all this. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. He's chanting, I hear the Mahamantra coming. It's just going on like a Prabhupada Java box. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So he was convinced that even when Prabhupada was talking business, he never forgets to chant Hare Krishna. So the Mahamantra is automatically going on inside Prabhupada's bones, inside his body. The Mahamantra is going inside the bricks of the bathroom of Gorky Shore and the coutiers of the great saints, or Guru's Samadhi or whatever. So you go there and sit there and get the vibration, get the bhav. So that's why we go to Puri, Jagannath Puri, we visit the Gambhira to get the bhav of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Govi bhav. And we go to the coutiers of the great saints, Krishna's Kaviraj, or Teen Goswami's coutier. We want to get their bhav. We go there and pray, give me your bhav, give me Govi bhav, give me a drop of prema. So one fine day you may receive. So after, for the, I was quoting it. For the last 12 years of Lord Chaitanya, the 48 years, from age 36, because what happened from 24 to 36, what did Lord Chaitanya do?
South India Yatra.
Preaching.
How many years were you traveling? 6 or 12?
6 years.
Yeah, for 6 years, Lord Chaitanya was traveling over India preaching and chanting, distributing Krishna Prema. Then he came back and stayed 18 years in Puri. But of those 18 years, first 6 of those 18 years of his continuous stay, he was meeting devotees, preaching, and having so many public interactions, doing Harinam Sankirtan around Puri, walking behind a devotee carrying Tulsi plant on his head. I see some Indian widows walking around Radha with Tulsi plant on their head. Don't do that. What did you say?
Sakicharan Baba Tirubhav, she already did it.
Okay, it figures. I do it. It's expected. It's all from your last life, basically. You're doing all this stuff in your last life. But you're a man. You're a Babaji in your last life. There's some Italian guy came to India.
Telling good.
Has a guy long black hair, you know. A girl, no, excuse me.
Yeah,
Italian girl,
girl.
yeah. Italian girl that the Babaji went to Italy. Who can know?
Yeah, next day.
Definitely we all had a last life. Where? Only Krishna knows. So that for those 6 years, but then when the last 12 years came of his stay in Puri, of his 18 years, then he was pretty much locked in Gambhira. Not much traveling Harinam Sankirtan around Puri, not much coming out, not much meeting devotees. A little bit, but not much. So at that time, he was completely absorbed for 12 years in Krishna's separation. Day and night, he was in a similar state as Radharani when she met Uddhava. So if you want to know how Lord Chaitanya felt, what kind of anxiety, what kind of moods Lord Chaitanya was in, then study deeply Brahma Gita. Because Brahma Gita was spoken in front of Uddhava, and it's recorded in the Bhagavatam chapter 47. Those are the same moods that Lord Chaitanya was identifying with. This Brahma Gita is a perfect expose on what is Divyam Mahabhav. All the Chitra Jalpa and Udgurna, the physical symptoms of Udgurna and the crazy talks, 10 kinds of crazy talks called Chitra Jalpa are perfectly displayed in Brahma Gita chapter 47. Mahaprabhu continuously displayed madness due to viraha and spoke like a madman and behaved similarly. Blood oozed from the pores of his skin and his teeth continually chattered. His teeth were like going crazy, biting his teeth. One moment his body became thin, the next moment it would expand. And in Gambhira he never slept. Out of separation, he rubbed his face against the walls and was entirely wounded. The room that he lived in was in the base, was an underground room. And the basements and even the walls, the boundary walls and the basements of Puri are made by some kind of rock that is very, I don't know the name of that rock. It's some kind of rock that's very much found in Orissa. And it looks like meteorite, looks like a meteor, a meteor. You know, it's the rock has concavities in it. Concavities. You know, like you buy some stone to rub your calluses off your feet. It's got a little, like little concave. It's not like some rocks, you cut them. This rock, no matter how you cut it, it's always going to come like this. Whole rock, so it looks like meteorites. No matter how you cut it, it's always going to, it won't have a smooth edge. Always have a rough edge. So that's the walls that we're talking about. It wasn't no, you think walls like it's plaster, smooth, wooden wall. No, it's rough stone. You just rub your finger across and cut your finger. So his skin is softer than butter on his face. And he's grinding, blood's coming down his face. It sounds like the crucifixion of Jesus. So this is separation. Lord Chaitanya was similar symptoms to Lord Chaitanya. I mean, Jesus, blood was coming from his wrists and his feet. They put nails in his head. They put a thorn crown on his head and jammed it on so his head was bleeding. So Lord Chaitanya's cheeks are bleeding. Imagine seeing this. You go to Puri next time. Walk around Chakratirtha road and see some of the boundary walls, some of the houses down there. You can see this kind of stone. But I lived in a house out of a wall like that, and I've seen it up close. It's gruesome. It's like really rough. So, and he would continually try to find Krishna. In his attempt to reach Krishna, he would escape between 3 locked gates. Sometimes he fell at the Lion Gate of Jagannath Puri Temple, or he ran to the ocean because it was full moon night of Rasa Purnima, and Lord Chaitanya saw the moon rising, and he said, "Oh, this is night of the Rasa dance. Krishna's calling me with his flute. I have to run." So Lord Chaitanya ran towards moonbeams. The moon rises in the east, and Puri's in the east. So the moon made him crazy. Because the moon became what? What was the moon? How did it act to affect his heart? What did it act as? What? No, I'm talking. It's because that's the cause. What was the action called? How do you describe his response? He saw the moon reacted. So what is? It's called Vivav Alamban Udipan. The moon was coming through the window, the basement window. He was in a basement. Gambhir is not on the ground floor when you see it. That's not the Gambhir. That's a mock Gambhir. What do you call it? Model of Gambhir. It was underground. And there's a door there somewhere. And I think inside that room, there's a door on the floor. If you know the Babaji in charge of the place, or you can get to see it. But it's pretty rare. That's expensive. So good money also. I haven't seen it. I'm not that interested. I know it's there. I've been told by people who've been there. That's good enough for me. I believe it's a sacred place. I should worship from a distance. I don't get it. We don't get praying with our eyes. We get it with our heart. Prema is instilled in our heart, and then when we have the heart, then we can see Krishna with our eyes. So we should try to discover Krishna with our heart. Everyone wants to see and touch everything. Seeing is believing, touching is believing. That's all far away from prema. Prema is very invisible, and all on a vibrational level, a transcendental vibration. Shakti, spiritual Shakti, Ladni Shakti, some of it Shakti. You can't see it, you can't touch it. If you want to touch everything, see everything. Where, let me see that. That's not the way. You have to reach with your heart, and touch with your bhav, and your submission and surrender, and seva bhav. Your seva bhav will give you the eyes to see reality. So in his attempt, sometimes he would run into the ocean, thinking that, because he would see the moon rising, Krishna's calling, and see the ocean and think it was Krishna, because the dark blue color at nighttime, and you jump in, and get washed away. And sometimes you would go towards Tota Gopinath, and see the sand dunes and things go around hill and start running. Oh, Krishna, you must be on top of Govardhan Hill. Maybe you're in a cave waiting for me. Because he's Radharani now. He's not Mahaprabhu, he's Radharani. So when he sees Chatak Parvat, there's sand dunes near Tota Govardhana Temple. There's sand dunes there. The Gaudiya Math Temple there also. And when you see that, he's in, Krishna's calling me to go around. He's in a cave. He started running and collapsed on it. So when he walked along, when he went to go have darshan or checking out the temple, there were some lots. It wasn't all buildings like now. It was 500 years ago. Not every inch was built up like now. It was all forest here. It would be one temple and a forest. And so when he saw the little forest or garden here and there, he saw it was Vrindavan. He would run inside and start looking for Krishna. He was going mad. He saw anything that reminded him of Krishna Vrindavan, he would go mad. Just like our Mukunda Das, Gaura. What's the story of him? Seeing something going mad.
Seeing the peacock feather.
Yeah, right. Good thinking. Good. So who was Mukunda Das? He was a doctor to the Muslim magistrate. The Muslim, he was a personal doctor, the Raj Vaidya, Raj Vaidya, doctor of the Maharaj, the king of Bengal, Muslim king. And he was always with him in case the king got a stomachache or something. They would heal out. Forgot a headache. So he was there to give medicine, always sitting on a small chowki near the king. So the king was being fed with peacock fan. Good thing he was peacock fan. I'll go back. I'll fall back. so he was being fed. And Mukunda Das says, we didn't find much happiness looking at the king. So he looked at Krishna, Shamsundar. And he felt, and the king was high up on a platform. And, giving darshan to the people or whatever. He fell off the platform, boom, went unconscious. So the king came down. But the king had some idea that he had some kind of ecstatic symptoms. So imagine that's some devotee of Lord Chaitanya. She's a peacock fan. What about Lord Chaitanya? How much crazy he would go. We see peacock feathers all the time, okay. We see you, okay. We go to the ocean in Lithuania, okay. Let's go swimming, or Croatia rather. Well, Krishna. Right. Some unidentified woman was found floating in the waves of Croatia. We did a Google search and we found she's a mad doctor. Got bad Krishna afraid. So Mahaprabhu manifested symptoms of ecstasy which were never heard of before. This is a fact. We take it for granted because we're practicing bhakti for 5 years, 10 years, but we don't really do a comparative study. You read about the lives of great saints, Christian saints, exhibiting bleeding hands. Some people identify with the crucifixion, so much absorbed in it, feeling separation from Jesus, their hands start bleeding. There are all kinds of people like this in the history of saints, Christian saints, Sufi saints, Indian, Hindu saints, and they exhibit different ecstasies and Saivik bhavas and rolling on the ground, hair standing. But no, you read any of them, none of them can compare with the extent of ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya. His hand joints, his hand is here, his arm is here. It would be this much space. Sometimes his head would go inside, his neck would disappear, his arms would go in. He looked like Jagannath. It's called Karma Chaitanya Roop. Became like a turtle. Turtle puts his arms and legs out and head out and comes inside. So his name is Karma Chaitanya. It's described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it's inconceivable ecstasy. I mean, of course, he's a great yogi. he's Bhagavan, he's God, Yogeshwara. So this is amazing. This is our Bhagavan. And some people don't, they think he's just a Bengali saint. So, his joints, like he's describing. Extraordinary moods were expressed in his body. He had a feeling of emptiness, and he sighed in lamentation. He kept on repeating, "Oh, what to do? How do I get to Krishna? Where is the Lord of my life, the one with the flute? To whom shall I reveal my sorrow? Who will understand my pain? My heart is breaking without Krishna." Well, we'll continue there next year. It's today's last class. So we'll carry on there next year. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.